Caleb Chambers, and today I'm going to be talking about the criminal justice system. The main purpose of this presentation is to explain the process of the criminal justice system by informing the audience of how it works. The first step of the criminal justice system is articulable reasonable suspicion, also known as ARS. ARS is less than probable cause and is taken together with rational facts to determine if something suspicious is occurring. It must be associated with one specific person, and it's more or less like a hunch in a way. The next step is probable cause, and this is when a police officer obtains reasonable knowledge that the crime has been committed, is being committed, or is about to be committed. This could be things such as murder, all the way down to misdemeanor charges such as disorderly conduct, things of that nature. And that leads us to the Fourth Amendment of search and seizure. It is when probable cause is verified. The Fourth Amendment allows you to search perimeters, seize people, assets, anything like that that may be involved in a crime. Also leads us to warrantless and warrant searches. We'll get to that in just a second. A seizure is when someone is being placed under arrest or evidence involved in a crime is being taken. Say you have a murder suspect that has been suspected of homicide, and then say his murder weapon was a knife, you would be able to seize that as evidence also. The next search, you have different levels of searches in this instance. A Terry frisk that can be done based on ARS without any probable cause. You have consent searches as if you were to detect that there was some type of illegal contraband inside of the car. The owner could give you permission to search the car. Search warrants, which are issued by a magistrate or superior court judge in instances where you think there might be a drug house located. They could sign a no-knock warrant where you would then be allowed to kick in the door and go through and search like that. Pat-down searches instant to arrest, and that's more or less to determine if the suspect has any contraband or weapons of some sort that may harm an officer or a jail staff member. And search instant to arrest is searching the perimeters around where that suspect was to see if there's any contraband or evidence that may support the facts of that the crime has been committed. Searching incident to arrest. It also verifies that there are not any more suspects located in the area that may harm an officer or a member of any task force that may be present at the time. It's to secure the area of potential weapons, contraband, things of that nature. When evidence is involved that is committed in the crime, it's a good way to preserve evidence for detectives, investigators, people of that nature to come in. But it must be reasonable. When you're searching a house where a murder may have happened, you can't go search around the neighbor's property or things of that nature. It has to be limited and reasonable to what incident occurred. Time of arrest. At the time of arrest, the suspect is placed in handcuffs. It is normally checked for proper fitting, double lock so the handcuffs cannot adjust themselves, and then they are transported in a patrol unit to the local county jail. The county jail is the first step of the incarceration program. At the time of the arrival, they arrive in what is called a sally port, which is a secured facility built off to the side of the jail. Once again, it's verified that the inmates are no longer in possession of any weapons or contraband by jail staff members. This will normally be the second or third time that they are checked, and then the booking process begins. During booking, they are searched by staff members. Once again, another safety precaution. Drug-related arrest, or normally strip search for contraband. Then contraband is properly obtained and secured. Most of the time, if contraband is found on a suspect after he has entered the jail, they would then be placed with a felony charge for possession of contraband. Information is then entered into the jail jail system: height, telephone number, social security number, driver's license, photo ID, stuff of that nature. And then the inmate is then issued one telephone call. They're then fingerprinted, verified of their identification, and the OTN number is then issued, also known as an offender tracking number, and it is specific to that one individual throughout the nation. They are then placed in a holding cell and awaiting on the arrival of a citation or warrants. A citation is basically what you receive as a traffic fine, disorderly conduct, obstructions, certain misdemeanor charges can be issued a citation. And it is issued by a magistrate or probate court depending on what the charge is. And most of the time you're able to post a cash bond in exchange for release. If you do not get a citation, you'll be placed in population, or if you cannot afford to pay the cash bond, and you were basically popularized based on gender, severity of the crime committed, whether it's a misdemeanor, felony. You can be placed in medical that houses physically and mentally diminished health inmates, or you can be placed in isolation where inmates that require 2 officer escorts or have been charged with murder or something of that nature. And you can remain up to 12 months in the county jail. When warrants are taken, the first step is that a warrant is taken by a law enforcement officer. They are then entering the information of an inmate and a brief description of what has happened, along with the initial incident report. A warrant is then issued by a magistrate or superior court judge. In that case, they are signed off on. The warrant is then served by law enforcement, and you have about 48 hours to submit the warrant to the magistrate judge for it to be legally processed. The next stage is bonding. Like I said, it could be a preset bond, or it could be issued by a magistrate or superior court judge based on the severity of the charges. Things like habitual violators, probation and parole violators, people of that nature normally do not get bond set. Their bond is normally denied by a magistrate court judge until they can speak with a probation or parole officer. And bonds can be either cash or property. You can put your property up in exchange for a bond. And the bond deniability is based on like those factors of habitual violators, probation, parole violators, and the severity of the crime. The court system here in Georgia especially is consisted of the probate court, magistrate court, and superior court. The probate court, their tasks are to probate a will, issue a license, and collect citation fines for traffic offenses and things of that nature. Our magistrate courts handle civil issues, maintain local ordinances, as well as issue warrants. The superior court consists of grand jury, a judge, possible 12-man juries. They issue warrants, they try for warrant-based crimes, and they also commit sentencing. In this case, this is what you would think of most of the time when you think of a judge and a jury. All right. To be released from a county jail, you can either bond out, be transferred to another agency, or DOC, the Department of Corrections, which is also the prison system here in Georgia, or you can be released for time served if it is under a 12-month sentence. The prison system here in Georgia, there are 3 classifications: minimum, medium, and high max. Most of the prisons are located in central Georgia. High max is where people that have been charged with homicide, any violent crimes such as that, where they can spend life sentences, as well as that is where the death penalty is located here in Georgia. Probation and parole is the next step of the system. Probation is pre-prison sentences. Normally, a probation officer conducts random checks. They can violate you based upon if you're breaking their laws that they have implemented. Normally, on your first, second, third offense, every time you're violated, you'll spend up to 30, 60, or 90 days in a county facility. Parole is after you've already been to prison. In that case, you violate one time, majority of the time, your parole is revoked and you're sent back to a prison. And all this is governed by the Board of Pardons and Parole. These are the references that I have researched all of my facts off of, and that concludes the presentation on the criminal justice system. What?
Can I end it?
Yeah.